Hello, are you guys ready for this really powerful Aries new moon week? If not, that's okay. I'm kind of not either. I don't have the Aries season schedule planned yet or finalized yet, and I had intended to film the new moon pick a card readings before this moon day video so that I kind of had an idea of like what energy to expect for the collective coming up this week, but I haven't filmed that yet either. So one thing I will say is that there are some decks calling out to me that want to be used for the pick a card reading, and one of them is the Good Tarot deck by Colette Baron Reed, and it's basically a tarot deck, but all of the cards have a positive twist on it, like even some of the cards like Death or the Tower, and the guidebook is written in like kind of like a positive affirmation guidebook, and I think that the reason that this tarot deck wants to be used, and I also use this tarot deck in conjunction with our yearly tarot spreads or your birthday moon tarot reading that I have available in my shop, because you want to look at a year with a positive mindset and a positive outlook so that you're not approaching a specific time period that shows up in a reading with a negative mindset and expecting something bad to happen, because when we expect something bad to happen, bad things will happen. So I was really getting the message that we need to use the Good Tarot deck because we need to approach this movement that we're getting with this Aries fire moon positively, because I think this is going to be a big transition for us collectively of allowing things to crumble, to fall, so that we can move forward in a way that benefits the collective, that benefits society. So I really, this is like, it's been jumping out at me for like a couple weeks now, and I've been like, it's too early to film it. Maybe I should have filmed it, but I think there were some other decks too, but I can't think of them off the top of my head that were really, oops, and this one wants to jump out. Yeah, oh, an Awakening. This card literally just jumped out of the deck. So our focus for this week is Psychic Awakening. You have the ability to awaken new and mysterious forms of reality. Think astral travel, visions and dreams, night magic. Think shadow, the unknown, and faith. They're all waiting for you to discover and unleash them. What will you do with this awareness that wants to come through you? Consider the many ways that you can help and heal others by becoming the oracle you were meant to be. So this is a third eye chakra card. The crystal they recommend is blue aventurine, and the herb is cypress. So this is kind of along the same lines of the messages that we were getting on St. Patrick's Day, that I think collectively we are having this level up or ascension. And I think the reason, again, why I'm feeling called to the Good Tarot deck for the pick a card readings is because we want to be open and receptive to receiving this ascension, the downloads, whatever it is that you want to call it, these like upgrades in a positive way. We want to be open and receptive to them so that we can receive them. And one of the messages that I'm also been getting recently, because I'm like, I need to get my Aries schedule made up. I need to get things going, or I want to be ready to get going and moving after the new moon. But like, as much as I've been hyping this movement and this chariot energy, I don't necessarily think now that we're close to it and we're nearing that energy, I don't think that it is actual physical movement. I think it's like a receptive ascension. Do it with me now. Receptive ascension, if that makes sense. So there's still going to be a lot moving and transforming, but it's not like a physical movement, if that makes sense. that just seems to be like the energy of the readings that has been happening. And like I said, I haven't done the Aries new moon reading yet, but I think that's what we have to look forward to. I think we also want to be looking at movement in a different way, because you can, and especially in this sense, when we're talking about dreams and visions and astral travel, that's not a physical movement. It's a like movement and expansion of your mind, and your third eye awakening and opening. So let's jump into this week anyways. So make sure that you're following on all the things so that I can update you when I have the schedule and everything finalized. So Monday, we're starting off with Pisces. And like I said at the end of last week, is the moon before the new moon is usually the moon that we said goodbye to. Well, it's always going to be the moon that we started off with. So we started off this moon cycle with a Pisces new moon, and now we're ending it with a waxing crescent Pisces moon. And I really have been focusing on this phase and sign as we approach the new moon, because I've come to learn that it's not just about starting something on the new moon. I think it's more about this, or at least this is just what it's been for me recently, is that it's this accumulation of everything that you have done, shift, changed, transformed, learned, and experienced throughout the entire moon cycle. So on the Pisces new moon, you started something that was going to awaken and help you achieve, nourish, and cleanse and release things that are blocking your dreams, or feeding something that's going to nourish your dreams. So as we say goodbye to this Pisces energy, we're also leaving Pisces season so that we can enter Aries season. So now we're going to learn how to use that fire energy. And it's not just you have to do something on the Aries new moon and that's the only time you can do it. I think it's about how you spend the entire cycle, what you learn and experience, and how you grow and change, and how you use that fire element, or in this case, we're saying goodbye to Pisces. How do you relate to the water element? How do you relate to the Pisces sign? Do you feel closer to your dreams? Do they feel more tangible? I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but like, so on Monday, and I mentioned this last week, to be saying goodbye to that Pisces energy. We're going to have another Pisces moon next month, but we're not going to be in this Pisces season anymore. So in a way, it's like we're taking this Pisces energy, putting it in our bag of tricks, and carrying it along with us throughout the rest of the year. But this is the last time that we are like really in that energy, and you have a better sense or clarity or idea of what that means for you. And then we're going to carry that into this next moon cycle. And now we're taking our intentions and our goals and our dreams and approaching it in from a fire standpoint, and from the Ram, the Aries, the first sign of the year, or first sign of the zodiac year. So technically this is like a new year. It's also the spring equinox, so it's the first day of spring. It's also when we have equal light and equal dark. So the daylight hours and the nighttime hours are equal, and they're going, from this point on, they're going to continue to increase. So the days are going to get longer and the nights are going to get shorter until we get to the fall equinox, when we again will have the equal day and equal night. So right now, on the spring equinox, I do like to focus on that light and dark aspect of allowing that balance, of allowing that equality, allowing both of those things to exist at the same time, because they can and they have to. You can't be all light and fluffy bunnies and butterflies all the time, but you also can't be sad, depressed, anxious, mad, angry, all the negative things all the time. You just can't. So we find this balance and we find this equality, and that's what the equinoxes give us, this opportunity to just be both at the same time. Tuesday, we enter void of course at 11:57 a.m. And this is like the shortest one that we've seen since we've been focusing on the void of course times. It's only 5 minutes. We're in void of course for 5 minutes on Tuesday around lunchtime. And then 12:02 p.m. we move into Aries, and then at 1:22 p.m. the moon is new. So we're only in the Aries energy for 1 hour, roughly 1 hour before the moon is new. I would recommend doing your new moon ceremony, ritual, activation, whatever it is that you're planning on setting your intentions Tuesday night, but then we'll still be in Aries energy for Wednesday and then like about half of Thursday. So I would really say Tuesday or Wednesday night. Of course, Tuesday is going to be closer, but whatever your schedule allows for, this is really like the moon teaches us to do what we are capable of, and not to push yourself, to just be wherever you are, however you are, and to honor and just simply be that. So don't force yourself to do something if you're having low energy. Even though this is a fire sign, it's still a dark moon or a new moon. So you might not have that momentum, but it depends on what's going on in your chart. I have a lot of fire, so typically on Aries, I feel pretty vibrating with energy. But it just depends on who you are and how you respond to these energies. So Thursday, again in the afternoon, 1:12 p.m. until 2:42 p.m. is when we're in that void of course time, and then we'll move into Taurus. So Aries is like the starting line, the jumping off point. And it's the movement and the action and the inspiration. And then Taurus slows down a little bit, brings us to the ground, make sure our hooves are planted with those bull hooves. We still have our horns pointed in the direction that we want to go in, but it's making sure that our foundation is stable, our footing is strong, that we're moving confidently in the direction that we want to go. So we'll be in Taurus energy from Thursday afternoon, Friday, and Saturday morning. Then we have a little bit of a longer transition time here on Saturday, from 12:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 8:42 p.m. is when we move into Gemini. So that's a pretty long period of time, considering on Tuesday we had 5 minutes. So some people, everybody's different about how they feel about the energies of the moon. Some people say to not do anything during that time, to not sign contracts, make plans, do anything really significant during that time. So you could use this time to rest. It's a Saturday. Maybe you get to have the afternoon off or something. And then we move into Gemini energy. And Gemini helps us see the two aspects of things, the duality, the masculine, the feminine, and how to communicate that, how to communicate these opposing thoughts and ideas. And they also like to play. So maybe having a nice, fun Sunday. Anytime that there's a Gemini moon, this is really like the verbal communication. So I like to use affirmations for Gemini energy. So it's been almost a week since you've set your new moon intentions, reinforcing them with your words, with your voice, reciting a mantra every morning to really help solidify. Taurus helped solidify our intentions, but now we're speaking them into reality. So that is the new moon week. So some other planetary shifts are happening this week. Pluto is moving into Aquarius on the 23rd. So that's Thursday. So the reason like these are big shifts, like last week we had Saturn move and this week we're having Pluto move. The reason that they are such big shifts is because they don't transition often. It's in a sign for a very long period of time, and it won't be in this sign again for I don't know, it's like 100 years or something like that. So part of that age of Aquarius transformation that's happening, and that's because Pluto is the planet of transformation. Pluto is ruled by Scorpio, and this helps us transform, or in this case, in Aries season, it's going to help us build something from the ashes. This is like alchemy, transforming something into something else. And Pluto was in Capricorn, which is a very earthy sign. And now we're moving into Aquarius, which is an air sign. So Pluto in Aquarius helps us look at transformation from an Aquarius standpoint, which is having a new outlook, a different approach, a new idea. And because this is such a big we're in these we're in these transitions for a very long period of time. It affects the collective because we are all going through this transformation. So this is like transforming the way society looks. And we can see that. And going back to our chakra card for this week, this is a psychic awakening. This is an evolution for humanity. This is raising consciousness, raising the vibe, downloading all the energy activations, DNA activations, upgrades, whatever. It's transforming and opening our mind to new possibilities, new ideas, and new ways of living and being as a society, as a culture, as a global community. So this is a really big shift for us collectively, but also everybody individually. I think that we are burning away the old ways of being and doing it in a way that authentically feels right for you. And by each individual transformation, that again ripples out into society and the collective. So it's our job individually to raise our own personal psychic awareness and be that beacon and that light to encourage others to do the same. So your basic recap of this week, we're starting off with Pisces and the water energy. So a waxing Pisces moon compared to the new Pisces moon that we had earlier this month gives us the opportunity, a waning Pisces moon gives us the opportunity to cleanse and release. Water is releasing, cleansing, emotional. So this is allowing us to let go, make room for the things that we want to bring in with this Aries season, Aries new moon, and Aries moon cycle. So water, cleansing, releasing. Aries, a waxing Aries moon, a waxing fire moon is movement, activation. A waning Aries moon would be burning away and releasing. But in this sense, it's moving towards something. And then Earth is going to bring us down to the ground. Waxing Earth is how can we build? How can we grow? How can we, giving us solid ground to stand on. And then at the end of the week, we have air. So this is wisdom, knowledge, using your mind, using your brain, using your head on Saturday and Sunday. Very fitting We have fertility. And look at it has this red color. Let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. When we crave to grow and watch ourselves change as our ideas take shape in reality, we wish to be more, to grow, to expand, to contribute, and to change the world, making it a little better for our presence. This spell can be cast for literal fertility, for babies, children, and future generations. Or it can be simply cast to help make your life a rich place with fertile ground for all sorts of ideas and projects to grow within. The choice is yours. Simply declare your clear intention to the universe and know that you will be blessed with fertility. If this spell chose you, the universe would love to help you start and nurture a new project, maybe even a new life. Take your time and cast this spell without fear. You'll be working with the energies that govern growth and new life, and these fertile powers will adore helping you. New life is their purpose. So I will post this fertility spell along with this card if you're interested in doing it. It looks like you need some air dry clay, some essential oils. But I think the biggest message here is exactly what we were talking about all week of how can we nurture, grow, and expand and transform ourselves individually so that we can create this collective movement of, I love the imagery or the imagery of the root and the seed and the sprout, because like I always say this with Aries energy, even though it is that the first person out of the gate, the initiator, just like a little baby sproutling, though, those first little baby shoots that pop up through the ground in the beginning of spring, they're so delicate and they're so tiny and they need so much care. They need so much support. So that's why for our new moon, exercise or information that we have is like, how can you take care of those little baby sproutlings? Like, for example, I'm planting some seeds indoors and they're so tiny and not all of them are surviving. They're so tiny. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what do you need? They're so tiny and they're so delicate. And sometimes too much water is too much water and they just like wither. Sometimes not enough water is there's like there's this very hard balance. So that's what we're talking about in learning with focusing on the elements is, what is it that fuels your fire? What's going to nurture your dreams and your project and your goals and your ideas? Because it's not always going to be water. It's not always going to be water that they need. It might be the air element. And so this is like, how can we use our mind to think about approaching things differently and using the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience that we have to help get your goals moving, get your intentions going. But not everybody needs the air element either. So it could be the earth element, and maybe you need this like container and this foundation and this protection and this strength and this boundary to give you the space and the time and the energy to nurture your dreams so that they, like, how do you give your dreams a fertile environment? And sometimes it is water. Like, sometimes it is water. You need that cleansing release and that fresh start. So this is really about creating, and kind of in the same way of what I was talking at the beginning of this video of, I feel like the Aries new moon action isn't necessarily going to be physical action. I think it's going, how can you be receptive and open to receiving? So that involves being quiet and still and not moving so that you're open and receptive to this psychic awareness, or a shift, or an internal shift and an internal transformation that happens within that will then eventually create movement. But for now, it's that like reception, absorption, integration, settling. So, how do we make the most out of this week and this energy? I think it's going to involve being still, quiet, open, and receptive to yourself. What is it that you need as an individual? What is it that you want as an individual? And how can you create the perfect environment for that thing to grow, that seed to grow? The plants that you drew on the Virgo full moon, what does that plant need? What does that plant look like? What does that plant even look like? I also think it's going to be about being honest with yourself and loving yourself and supporting yourself, not beating yourself up, giving yourself the love and the respect and the attention and the time that you need to allow for your own personal evolution and transformation. Yeah, so I will once I have the Aries season finalized, I will post that in the Facebook group and Discord, and you'll be updated with it next week probably too. So look out for the Aries pick a card reading, and I hope you have a wonderful new moon week. I can't wait to see what you grow and transform into, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. All right, so I am going to jump into some personal readings for some members of the community. If you are interested in having weekly cards pulled for you, there are Ko-fi memberships available. There's different tiers. For 2 of them, you receive a weekly card every week. So kind of like I pick a collective card for everybody in the community. If you are a Ko-fi member, then you receive a personal card every week as well. I usually post them in Discord, but I don't know, when I'm feeling up to it, I have started doing these video readings. So this first card is going to be for Amber. Feel free to stick around even if you're not a member, because I find that a lot of times the messages are meant for more than one person. So that's why we like to do live readings on Twitch, and because it's not just the person who's getting the reading that gets the message a lot of times. However, I do have private readings available if you are more interested in that than compared to the live readings. So what magical spell card should Amber be focusing on for this Aries new moon week? Ooh, romance. Romance is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. So in this week's case, because of the spell, I'm going to read the message for you, but I'm also going to post the spell in Discord just in case you want to have that be part of your new moon intention. So I have an immediate message for this for Amber specifically, but I'm going to read the description first. So romance is a necessary part of relationships. The magic of romance is that it can reconnect two people as mythical souls on a quixotic journey through life together. I have never heard that word before. Quixotic. Quixotic journey through life together. We're going to have to look that up. Everyone has to take care of their practicalities, but by inviting romance into our lives, we revere the power of two joining together to entwine souls and destinies in order for love to abound all around. Romance is one such way for this love to bloom stronger. It is not a foolish notion. In its noblest form, romance is the tending of the garden of love. Within myth, romance is a sacred power. It is legendary, enduring, and yet elusive for good reason. Enjoy the lavish romance spell will kindle. Wait. Enjoy the lavish romance this spell will kindle. You are a divine being, and this is true romance. If you were chosen by this spell, the universe is prompting you to invite some magic back into your life or relationship. Get get to it. All else can wait until this spell has helped you recapture your divinity. So, the message I'm getting for you, Amber, with this card, and again, I will post the spell in Discord for you. It looks like it's a candle spell, so I think it should be easy to put together if you decide to do this. But the message that I'm getting for you specifically, Amber, is that I know you have been going through a lot personally in your life that has probably caused you and your partner to not be spending much romantic time together. And a lot of times, I think that it is those hectic, for lack of a better word, troublesome times is what makes the bond even stronger, but it also makes us forget about the little romantic things. And it's so interesting. Like right before I picked this card, I was thinking of maybe doing a video on love languages because one of my main love languages, I feel like I have them all in some sort of way, but one of my main ones is acts of service. My son is in the 6th house, so I like doing things for other people, and it honestly wasn't until recently that I admitted to myself that I liked having other people do things for me because I'm usually the one doing the thing. So I didn't really know that I wanted that or needed that, or that that was part of what was going to fulfill my love tank, as they call it in the 5 love languages book. So like, for example, my husband is taking my car to get inspected today, and like that like fills me with so much love, and it's just something stupid. So if that is one of your love languages, or maybe finding out what your love language is and find out what your partner's love language is, that might be something to like increase the romance in your life, of course, along with this spell. But I think sometimes we just forget those little things, especially when life gets a little bit hectic. So you're being reminded to add a little bit more romance to your life, which I know is really hard to do, especially when you've been with someone for so long and you have a little one around. That's really hard to do. And I understand, but we all need reminders every now and then to bring some of that into our life. So I hope that you have a wonderful week. Hopefully there's a little bit romance in there for you. Thank you so much for your support. You know I appreciate you so very much. Yeah, so let's get a card for Chelsea. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, apparently we all need some love in our life this week. It's number 1. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. This is a very powerful love spell empowered by Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. Call on her with this magical spell, and she will aid you in your quest to be cherished and nourished by love. You can further empower the magic of this spell by thanking Aphrodite for the help and by smiling on lovers everywhere. Be a friend to love, and she will find you. If the universe sent you this card, know it is time for you to invest some energy in your love life, into creating more loving energy within your relationships. The universe is assuring you that love can be yours, and that the goddess Aphrodite is willing to help you learn how to open your heart to receive more loving relationships into your life. When we cast spells, we never interfere with the free will of another person, so please do not focus your energy on a particular individual. We are preparing our own selves for love and to become more attractive, warm, and bright. We never cast a spell on another person. Always respect free will and work magic with consent. So I will post this love spell for you, Chelsea. And the message that I'm getting for this, and I'm starting to see a pattern here with the messages. I think that we have all been in survival mode for so long the last few years that we are forgetting to love ourselves, to love the people in our lives, to have gratitude for that. So one of the collective messages over St. Patrick's Day was that we are going to, collectively, we're going to be getting rid of those things that just we spend time on, we waste time on, and it doesn't mean anything to us. It doesn't fulfill us. We buy things that we don't need, and we are spending a lot of time working and working and working and not actually getting to enjoy our lives and appreciate the people that are in them. So I think collectively, and obviously for you too, Chelsea, individually, is that you just need a little reminder again, like Amber and romance, that love always starts with ourselves, but we also have to make room and make time for it. And time is something that we don't have a lot of and is moving so quickly, especially the older that we get. It's like, where did this month go? March is gone, and it's before you know it, you haven't spent time to incorporate love in your life. And I think along the lines of what I was saying about making room for the things that are important to us, is that I think we're going to start leading with love. Like, we're going to start thinking with our hearts instead of our minds and our piggy banks. We're going to start making choices for the highest good, and that have our love centered, heart centered, just on a regular basis. I think that's just going to be hopefully becoming just the normal thing, is to think about love first and then everything else comes second. So I hope that you have a wonderful new moon. Thank you so much for your support and sending love to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We do have one more. This is for Owen. Ooh, glamour. I really love this card. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. This is kind of like a love adjacent card. The white heat of glamour is an illusion, but oh, what a powerful one. From Merlin to Monroe, glamour is magic. It's all about projecting and radiating out a charismatic aura. Glamour is about image and how we are perceived. It must be authentic and radiate out from a true part of our deepest self, and this spell helps us to access the part of our soul that is often the least expressed. You will be a human candle, bright, shining, warm, and with the glamour to attract. If this spell has chosen you, it is time for you to remember that you too can radiate the attractive, charismatic quality that many great leaders or storytellers have. It's about being a shining star, glowing, sparkling with your inner beauty and joy, connecting with your inner god or goddess, either or both. About being unafraid to dress up, using the very best china and dinner plates, carrying off assignments with ease, grace, and confidence, meeting people as equals, and even tantalizing others with a certain mystery. Glamour can be both armor and disguise. In some respects, it is a mask, but beneath it, you can stay who you truly are, while projecting the very best part of yourself in performance to make it through a moment. It is the channeling of power, confidence, and connection. You can be you, yet move with others with ease. Life is a stage, and with the help of this spell, you will take your part within the play rather than hiding away, fearing you are not good enough to have your golden moment. So the message of this card for you, Owen, is I think that because you've been on this healing journey and you are now feeling physically better, and that is allowing you to feel more confident and project the true self. The good person that you are inside is now showing on the outside because you are physically taking care of yourself and your health. And I will post this spell in the Discord if you're interested in working with it. Oh, I didn't even see what it involved. I'm guessing, I'm gonna guess a mirror. And this is also about perception too, because what thinking positively about yourself makes a more positive appearance on the outside. Yeah, it looks like a mirror, an apple, some cinnamon, frankincense, lavender oil. So I'll post this in the Discord if you're interested in trying that out. And thank you for your support. I appreciate you so much. Again, if you are still here and hanging out and you're interested in becoming a Ko-fi member, it is the best way that helps me literally pay bills and put food on my table. So I appreciate you all so much. And I hope you have a good week. Do it with me now. Receptive ascension. Receptive ascension. Receptive ascension. The Aries energy for 1 hour. Roughly 1 hour. Do it Tuesday night. And then we have, oh gosh, Odin. What are you doing? What was I saying? I don't remember. Odin, you distracted me. What was I saying? I guess I gotta